Hello, folks. Welcome back to The Slice. Roger Federer has won his 10th Halle title, one of the pre-tournaments to Wimbledon on the grass. His 10th title there, the most successful tournament of his career that you might not have even ever heard of, but you probably have because we're all hardcore tennis fans here. We're going to get into that, how he won, and what it means going into Wimbledon. We're also going to look at Andy Murray returning to tennis with Feliciano Lopez winning the Queen's doubles title and Feliciano Lopez winning the Queen's singles title for the second time in 3 years out of nowhere. So that's all going to get broken down on this episode of The Slice. So let's get into it. I'm glad you're here.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Thanks for tuning in, folks. Welcome back to The Slice and welcome to the grass court season continued coverage. If you're new here, hit the subscribe button and then you won't miss anything and you'll be the best tennis fan you can be. So Roger Federer has returned to the winning ways, again continuing his extremely consistent season of 2019, winning the Halle title. Now, how did it happen? First tournament back on grass after playing a decent clay court swing, so he had to do that another transition, which he's done many times in his career, obviously. He struggled at the beginning of the tournament a bit. He wasn't just smooth sailing from the beginning, and he actually came up, he had quite a tough draw, and he came up with some tough players. He played Tsonga in the second round, who was playing extremely well. He was playing, like, I would say, top 10 tennis again, just hitting huge. Federer squeaked that one out in 3 sets, and he beat Roberto Bautista Agut in 3 sets as well. So wasn't just cruising for that. He said that he wasn't even thinking about really winning the tournament as he played. He was just trying to get to the next rounds, which is something he said a lot. Makes you think that maybe that's part of the keys to his success of winning so many tournaments is not overthinking it and looking to the final like all of his fans probably do. But to me, this tournament was kind of like a classic Big Three tournament. Start slow, and then as they get their rhythm and their form going, by the end of the tournament, they're just way too good for whoever they're playing. He played David Goffin in the final, and David Goffin was cooking all tournament long. He started to play great tennis again, was playing really nice grass court tennis. In the first set, it was tight, and then Federer just became too good and then broke him early in the second set, and then it was just downhill from there. So Federer won his 10th Halle title. It was kind of cool. Tennis TV put together this little compilation of him winning all 10 tournaments that he's won there. So you saw his form a little bit. You saw like the championship point and him hoisting the trophy for the 10 times he's won it. And I think old Federer, like Federer nowadays, hits with a little bit more punch than he did back in the day. Does that make sense? Back in the day, he would rally for longer and just grind the guys down more. He'd still obviously have if he wanted to back then, he'd have more kick, more punch. But I think in general, Federer is more aggressive now and shortens points even more now, which just makes sense. He's trying to preserve the body. But he also just knows tennis so much more, so he knows like the tactically best shots to hit. And you're just watching someone now at 37 winning these titles still just is like the most refined tennis player ever playing. So kudos to Federer for winning a 10th, joining Rafael Nadal as a player who wins titles of single tournaments in the double digits, which is crazy. So also, yeah, just throughout the tournament, he kept a very high serve percentage. He was about 67% the entire tournament until the final dropped down to 60. Got a little bit tight maybe. That's obviously a key on the grass court to keep the first serve percentage high because he's absolutely dominant on that because his serve is so accurate and grass is fast. If you didn't know, if you didn't understand what that meant. But also what it means going forward, him winning this Halle title, is that he's a favorite at Wimbledon. I'm just going to say it right now. I said that in my grass season preview, which you can check out. But Federer's, to me, the favorite going into Wimbledon. He won this tournament. The last time he won it was 2017, and that was also the last time he won Wimbledon. Didn't win Halle in 2018, didn't win Wimbledon. It hasn't always worked out exactly like that, but it's obviously a good omen coming in and proves that he has good form coming in. So that's great for him. He also might be, he said, I watched his post-match interview, he said he might be the second seed at Wimbledon, which is interesting because Wimbledon always has a bit weird seeds. And I think they sometimes look to more of the points to date, like from the beginning of the year, but I'm not sure. I actually haven't looked it up. I think Nadal would probably still be ahead of Federer, so I don't know who would be second seed. It doesn't really matter, I think, but he'd probably rather be the second seed than the third seed because I think that if he's the second seed, then Nadal. I think the third and fourth seed it's not always automatic. It's not like I think the second and the third seed are always in the same quarter anyway, so it wouldn't really matter too much, but I think he's the favorite at Wimbledon going in, and this tournament's going to help his confidence a lot. So, Andy Murray also made a return to tennis this week at the Queen's Club, playing in the doubles tournament with Feliciano Lopez. Making his way through the tournament, he said he expected to be the worst player on the court at all times, but he watched some highlights from him playing in those matches, and he looked absolutely great. He won the tournament with Feliciano Lopez, and the biggest thing for him, obviously, is he said he felt zero pain in his hip after the match. So he had a hip surgery to help with his arthritis that was happening in his hip, and that obviously helped a lot because it enables him to play. So does this mean that if he can play enough and get enough matches under his belt, he'll probably play the doubles at Wimbledon? We're not sure about singles yet, but he could return to form. If his hip doesn't hurt him anymore, there's no reason that he can't get back to where he was playing at before the injury. We've seen all these top guys do it, basically. We've seen Djokovic come back from playing abysmally. We've seen Federer come back from a big time off in 2016, and Nadal come back from a big time off in 2016. So these guys seem to be robots, and people used to call it the Big Four, and Andy Murray was the fourth part of that. So maybe he can join the Big Three and make a really good comeback as well. But that's for us to see and for Andy Murray to prove. But I'm excited to watch that happen. Lastly, Feliciano Lopez won the Queen's titles in singles for the second time in 3 years. Does that make him a dynasty player? No, I don't think so. But congrats to Feliciano Lopez. He's a beautiful thing to watch in general. Probably he's I don't know, would definitely get voted by the players and probably the fans as the sexiest man alive on the ATP tour. But so he looks like a Greek god out there, even though he's Spanish god. But he didn't look great in Miami when I watched him, and I watched him lose, and I sat actually right beside his camp, courtside with my pass, flexing like my pass, like we good out here. Thank you, Miami Open. He didn't look that great though. He got murdered by Grigor Dimitrov down there, but he ends up winning the Queen's Club and taking home like 700,000 euros between the two of those titles. So, congrats, Feliciano Lopez. That's pretty nice. So, that's a little recap of what the main preliminary events to Wimbledon took place. Federer won his 10th Halle. Nadal and Djokovic did not partake in the activities. And Andy Murray made a successful return to tennis, which is exciting for everyone involved because I think the tennis is better when Andy Murray's playing. So thanks for tuning in. Check out @theslicetennis on Instagram. We got daily content keeping you updated on what's going on. And it looks crisp. It looks amazing. And also check out the Slice Front Row. We got an episode coming out this week, and I'll be taking patrons' suggestions for the topics, and I'll be answering your guys' questions live on the show. So thanks for supporting independent journalism in tennis. Click the link below to see how you can do that more. Thanks, guys. We'll see you soon. Thanks for watching, folks. Hit that subscribe button. It's this green circle over here so you don't miss any more videos. Watch this video here because it'll make you a smarter tennis fan. And join the front row because it'll make me feel really nice and warm inside.